another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am Stretch, yours truly, your 6'6" phenomenon. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Here we go. Which member of Migos did not have a verse on their song Bad and Bougie?
No idea.
Come on.
I have no idea. I know the Migos had a song called Tasty. Stir Fry.
What up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope all is well. Welcome to another dope edition of Dope Chats with Stretch. That is I, yours truly, your 6'6" phenomenon Stretch, hanging out with you on this Wednesday night and ready to get into it. You know, we are a little late, but it's all good because my guest, she has a reason why she's late. We're going to get into that. But in the meantime, I want to bring to the stage one of my good friends. She's a publicist for all the publicists, man. She's doing big things. And I'm really looking forward to talking with her on her venture and how she came to getting into this PR world. Please show some love and put your hands together for Miss Nikki Robinson, everybody from Good Girl PR.
Hey, how are you?
The crowd goes wild for you, Nikki. The crowd goes wild.
So you're 6'6"?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Okay. Well, you know, I got a foot on you. You know what I'm saying? Wear some heels. Wear some heels when you're around me. How you feel?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I know that. What'd you say?
Still celebrating my birthday.
I know. That's why. Cheers to you. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Oh, is that red wine?
Oh, you damn right it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I drank. So happy birthday to you. So I know you were, out celebrating your B-Day and everything like that. How's it feel to be celebrating a birthday sans the pandemic?
I actually really appreciate everything so much more. I really, I really enjoyed today. My birthday was actually yesterday, and I'm still celebrating today. My apologies for being a little bit late.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, you're here. I'm looking forward to it, and that's all love. So let's get into it. I mean, Good Girl PR. How did you come about getting to that point where you said, all right, I want to start my own public relations company?
Well, I was actually working as a AVP at Deutsche Bank. So I went to law school and worked for an NFL agent for a number of years, and then got a job with Merrill Lynch. And then got a job with Deutsche Bank, and I was quite bored, and I wanted to DJ. So I started DJing, and then everyone said I needed a publicist. So I became my own publicist, and that's kind of what birthed my company.
That's what's up. And how long has Good Girl PR been in effect?
Since 2008.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope. So, like, do you think all of the things that you learned from your previous, positions, especially being a lawyer and then, working at Deutsche Bank and everything like that, did that all kind of like transcend to you owning and running your own company to the point where you're like, oh, I can handle this. I can do this. Did those skill set transfer?
That's a good point. So I definitely feel like working on Wall Street made me more efficient. But I think a lot of those skills I actually acquired from just my first part-time jobs in high school. I think my first part-time job was at an insurance company in 9th grade, and I was making way more than minimum wage. My mom was like, how much is your check? And so I've always had really good part-time jobs since high school throughout college. So it wasn't just working on Wall Street. I think it was a culmination of everything I've done since childhood.
Shit, they still hiring?
Probably.
Man, that's crazy. That's dope. That's dope. So being that you have been in this, this PR business, what are some of the hurdles that you think that I guess that you face so far in this business?
That's a really good question. And surprisingly, it's not like I received questions before this interview, so I'm kind of answering all these off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't have any challenges. I really have try to outsmart the game. So I would say that I was one of the first publicists to post press releases on Twitter. I was one of the first publicists to automate social media back in 2008 using Hootsuite. I was actually supposed to be a partner in Hootsuite. So I've always tried to be very smart and build SEO and search engine optimization on the back end of everything that I do. So I didn't have to play industry games. So I haven't really had any hurdles.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you kind of hit on something, and that was one of my questions for down the line. But let's get into it now. Like when it comes to like branding and things of nature with some of your clients, how is it? And you know, I think it's more importantly, tell the importance of why social media is, you know, the end all be all, I guess, at this point in time, in order for you know, a complete branding atmosphere when it comes to whatever you are trying to do.
Well, back in 2008, I think that was the beginning of Twitter. And I thought that Twitter would always be a constant commercial. So no different than you watching television and commercials are running all the time. I thought that your updates would be constant commercials. So I constantly fed social media with content since 2008. So I think on Twitter, I have like 52,000 tweets. But those tweets are from 2008 to 2011. That's not even, you know, 2021, you know, right. So it's all about just hitting the platforms really hard and being consistent with my brand back then and being consistent at it over time. And I think that's how I've gotten clients over the years. So you treat social media like a commercial, like you're watching television and you see something over and over again. It's no different.
Right. And speaking of clients, I know, you know, when you're dealing with so many folks, I know it can kind of be taxing, but how is it that you're able to maintain the quote unquote egos of your clients? Because I know every client thinks that they should be priority number one.
Well, I would say I don't take on everyone as a client. Like everything is energy based. So I have to really get along with you and like your follow-up skills. Like, for example, I don't want to hire a client that I always have to chase down to get things done because that makes my job harder. So at the beginning of a contract, if it's hard to like get the contract signed, set up calls, they're not following up, that client's not going to be a good client to work with PR wise. So I think over the past 12 years, I developed this keen sense of knowing who's good to do business with and who's not good to do business with. So I really don't deal with egos at all. I pride myself on having a PR firm that's not celebrity driven. So I think celebrity PR is easy. So if I'm doing PR for Beyonce, like when I first started, I had to do an event for Beyonce, right? I got everything that I asked for. But if I'm doing an event for an independent artist, I actually have to work hard and grind and leverage my relationships and really pitch and follow up. So I think I take pride in the fact that my business is built on you don't have to have a name.
Right. Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like when should someone, if you're an independent artist, you're an author, you're a musician, painter, chef, whatever, and when should someone in that position on the come up seek the advice of a publicist or seek a publicist?
Well, I think a publicist can be sought at any phase of the business, but I think you should definitely look at a publicist when you're starting a company to see in what direction you're going. I think a lot of times when people start businesses, they kind of waste a lot of time. So perhaps if you hire a professional, she might be able to mitigate some of your expenses and save you some time, right? You have people who are more well-seasoned, who have been in the game for a while. So you definitely want to always have a publicist when you have a new project or a new song coming out, or like you said, an artist, a new exhibit that you're launching. So a publicist is really handy from A to Z. It just really depends on where you're at and what advice we should give to you at that time.
All right, that's dope. That's dope. Now, I was gonna ask you, I know you work with so many folks, like, and again, you said not all your folks are, well, you don't work with a lot of celebrity driven folks, but have there been folks that you've worked with, don't say no names, of course, that have been quite troublesome? You know what I'm saying? Like just a pain in your ass and you wish that you didn't really work with that person?
I would say less than a few,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
Give us a story of a person that was a pain in the ass.
Ooh. The funny thing about him is that, I went to law school and his attorney didn't sign the contract and there was a confidentiality agreement in there. And in the court of law, I think I can argue that this confidentiality agreement doesn't really apply. And I could technically mention his name during this call. But sometimes you have clients who think that they're smarter than you, and I have to kind of check them at the end of it. But then they learn. But I normally when those clients come to me, they're already known to be problems.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like I can spread my good energy and like diffuse things and make them see the positive way. But people are who they are, and it has nothing to do with me. But no matter who you are, I'm going to try to do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to expect you to hold your end of the bargain.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, and I know you have a passion and a love for music, like myself. Like, what led you to also just at a point in time just pick up and say, all right, I want to DJ? Like, what led to that?
Well, I have always liked music. So I grew up in Los Angeles. I graduated from high school in the 90s. So a lot of people, it's so funny, a lot of people on Instagram think I'm in like my early 30s, but I'm so not. I'm a 90s hip hop person. So in LA at that time, we had like K-Day, we had KGLH and 92 The Beat. And so I was always in tune with LA hip hop and New York hip hop, but New York hip hop more so from MTV Raps and like Rap City, but I was always in the mix of things. And then I would go to the local radio stores and buy, at that time, cassettes, and then CDs. And then remember back in the day, you could order a CDs from Columbia House?
Of course, for 1 penny.
Right. So I would go to Columbia House and just buy everything. And then I
know that bill was large because the Columbia House was a ripoff.
I know. And then I decided to go to school in New York City at NYU, which is kind of like NYU was dope. It's not like Columbia, which is uptown. It's downtown vibe. Yep. You have my friends worked at WNYU Radio. NYU Radio broke the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yep.
My friends signed Capone Noriega. So I'm in college during the mecca of hip hop. You know what I mean? When Jay-Z would roll around Manhattan in his little, Rockefeller Mercedes for his street promo. So I'm in the mix of hip hop and always wanted to be a DJ, but I'm a girl, all the guys at the station are men, but I'm still a girl. I'm like an economics pre-med major. Like, what do you know about hip hop? But they know how much I love it. So I just kind of would go to clubs. I would go to the Tunnel. I would listen to Flex. Cypher Sounds was my DJ in college. I would throw parties. So I wasn't DJing, but I was throwing parties to hear the music that I loved.
Right.
Always wanting to do it, but still, knowing that I can't be a DJ. I'm a girl, like go to law school. And then in law school, I still want to be a DJ, throwing parties. And then one day, I think I asked my grandfather, I was like, Granddaddy, will you buy me some turntables? And my grandfather was so sweet. He would buy me whatever I wanted. So I think he bought me some Stanton belt-driven turntables. I was like, I don't really like the way these feel. I think I knew that I needed techniques, but didn't know techniques. And then still wanted to DJ, and then moved back to New York. And then my homeboy, Mayhem, who signed Capone and Noriega to Penalty Records, he also probably signed Nelly. He was from a lecture. I don't know if you know him, Mayhem, but he signed a bunch of people. He gave me my 1200s.
Wow.
Yep. He's like, this girl has wanted to DJ for years. Let me just give her these turntables. And I literally practiced for a year straight and did not do anything else. That's all I did. I had 2 sets of vinyl, and I would just try to match the same song and learn how to cut and scratch. And then I started learning how to mix in other songs.
Okay.
And then I'm like carrying crates of records, and everybody's like, what are you doing? There's Serato. And then I upgraded to Serato, and it's been history since then.
That's what's up. So have you been, like so many other DJs with at the height of the pandemic, where you like getting on, like doing lives and just like showcasing your skills or playing music for the folks?
That's a good point. So a lot of my friends are DJs, and
Mhm.
of course I know D Nice, and he kind of took it over. So I was just like, I don't think I want to do lives. Like D Nice has that kind of like down. So my strategy was to record mixes and then upload them to IG Live.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if you play more than 15 seconds of a record, it
Mhm.
has a copyright issue, right? So I was doing that. And I think during that time, I, earned the respect of a lot of people who had never heard me spin before.
Mhm.
Like Mobb Deep, I'm a huge Mobb Deep fan. So I think one time I did a Mobb Deep mix and Havoc was like, "You're nice." Like, I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, you're nice." So imagine every legendary producer that you've admired throughout the 90s hitting you up in your DMs talking about, "Yo, like,
Mhm.
you're nice." So sometimes getting the respect of people who I admire is enough. It's not all about the fame for me.
Right.
Like recently, Peter Rosenberg hit me up. "Nikki, I want you to listen to my new album." He's been in the Hot 97 since 2009.
Yeah. Early, like yeah.
At that time, I had gone to Atlanta and someone had stolen my laptop. I get back, Peter Rosenberg offers to give me all his music. You know what I mean? This is like almost a decade ago. So even though I'm a publicist in the hip hop industry, I know that people respect my ear and know that I know my music.
That's
And
dope.
if they've heard me spin, I'm one of their favorite DJs.
I gotta say, you be rocking. I mean, you sent me a mix.
Oh my God, you heard me?
Yeah, you sent me a mix.
Oh my God, I didn't. Oh, from SoundCloud.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Yeah, man. I can dig it. So I mean, I appreciate it. And I appreciate, anyone. And I mean, I always wanted to learn how to DJ. I just became a radio dude. You know what I mean? I just like to talk.
Well, you have the voice for it. I heard you on the phone. I was like, why hasn't he called me before?
You funny. But yeah, cause I mean, like you mentioned, like some of the stations, like I worked at KJLH when I lived in LA, and things of nature. So it's like, I mean, I'm just a radio guy, but I always want to like get on those turntables and start, mixing around and trying to work it out. And it's funny because it's like, I don't know if you ever heard of this. It's a planner, a 90-day planner called Goal Crazy. And so it's like where you just kind of like unleash and just get deep underneath all the surface of all the things that you want to do, your dreams, your aspirations, and things of that nature. And you kind of just map out your goals for 90 days. And like, I was like, okay, I got to learn how to DJ. So that's what
I'm kind of like a math geek. So I was the person who placed out of all the math classes in college. So when I went to NYU, I came with 18 credits. I'm like, you don't know this about me. I am a geek. So DJing is all math to me. Like one day it just clicked. I think I was like circling the record around and around and around. And I'm like, oh my God, 4 circles of a record is 4 beats. So it's really just mathematics. So I could probably teach you how to DJ in an hour or less.
Let's do it, because math was one of my worst subjects. Horrible in math. I used to, don't get me started.
Wow. Yeah, I'm like a math geek. But and I don't know if you've ever noticed that a lot of the DJs from like Japan are super dope because I think they have the mathematics behind them. It's like all math for them.
Right.
And DJing is math for me. But over the years, it's become, I taught myself quickly how to DJ through math.
Mm-hmm.
Also become more of my ear as I've gotten more seasoned DJing.
That's dope. That's dope. Ah, man. Yo, you're all checked into Dope Chats with Stretch. And my guest tonight is Nikki Robinson, the founder of Good Girl PR. And Nikki, if anybody out there, who's watching and checking us out, if they want to get in contact with you, and I know you say you don't take on all clients, but they just want to indulge you a little bit, how can they get into contact with you?
It's just goodgirlpr.com, or you can follow us at goodgirlpr across all social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram.
Now, as far as like, being a publicist and stuff like that, we there's so many artists and just celebrities, whatever like that, out now who have I don't know, like they kind of be, messing up all over the place, right? Have you ever had an encounter with someone where you really had to dig hard and try to fix something that somebody just really just totally fucked up, and you like, oh, I gotta fix this because I don't want it to, you're trying to save the person from themselves.
That's a good point. I don't do a lot of crisis management work. I do
Mhm.
more of like brand building and like purely like PR placements and like publicity. I'm trying to think. The only big issue I've ever had, have you heard of ClassPass?
Yeah.
So I had a client that competed with ClassPass, and they had some large, so not only do I do PR for individuals, but I also do PR for companies and corporations.
Mhm.
But they were competing with ClassPass, something happened, and I helped remedy that situation. But as far as like celebrity driven stuff and drama, I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. That's
Okay.
really me.
So I think so more for you is like you like the organic kind of cat. You want someone who's like, hustling, trying to get their stuff together, not trying, but getting their stuff together, want to get it out there to the masses and see someone, build someone up from the bottom to the top.
Yeah. I mean, I really change people's lives. Like seriously, people hire me for 3 or 4 months and they're like, Nikki, thank you so much. Like then they don't really need me anymore.
Change my life.
I probably can. I could teach you how to DJ in an hour.
I don't want you to change my life in other ways with my book.
Did you ever mail me the book? You sent me the ebook version.
I sent you the ebook.
Guess what?
You didn't read it.
90 person, so I need a hardcover.
Yeah, you didn't read it. I already know.
I need a hardcover.
All right, I'll send you one. I got you. I'll send it to you. You're hilarious. Oh man.
You didn't know I was funny?
Say again?
You were judging me by my text messages that are quite short. You guys, I send short text messages and emails, but I am quite gregarious and quite funny. It's just that I'm busy. I can't send fluffy text messages and emails. Sorry.
No, I respect that. I'm not a fluffy kind of email person anyway. You know what I mean? Like my eyes immediately divert from my phone if I open up a text message and it's like this, you know what I mean? Where it's like paragraphs and I'm like, I ain't got time to read this.
No, but plus in law school, they taught us they call it fluffery in law school. They teach you not to write fluffery. I'm just like, okay, sure, no problem. I'm just kind of to the point.
Some people find that they'll take that as being dismissive.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. Not me. Not me. Not me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, in law school, they call it fluffery. It's like in my contracts class, there was a case about a used car salesman. And you know how when you go buy a used car, he uses all kinds of fluffery, like, oh, this car is the greatest and it's not going to break down, but it's really a lemon. Right. So I don't write in fluffery at all.
I can dig that. I can respect that. I think everybody out there can respect that. That's dope. All right.
So get me on the phone and you're with me. I'm pretty outgoing and funny.
I can dig it. I'll test you now. I'm gonna test you. All right. We've come to the part of the show that I like to call my favorite part of the show. All right. It's a little game I like to play. Questions from the hat.
Carter, do you want to come hear this book, baby?
No.
She can't hear this?
You can't hear this.
Okay. You can't hear this, baby.
So I have here some questions, some music-based questions, some relationship questions, and just some general questions that I kind of, created on my own too. So I'm not looking in the hat. I'm going to pull out some questions. And you must respond. Who would you like to see do a versus?
Havoc and The Alchemist.
Oh, producing wise, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. I always thought like the Neptunes should go against like I always thought like organized noise, but then I changed my mind.
You mean organized confusion?
No.
Organized noise?
Mm-hmm. But organized confusion would be good too. But then I changed my mind.
Yeah, I
Because
would love to see Havoc and like The Alchemist, Mary J. Blige
but who would Mary go against though?
versus someone. But not all of Mary's albums are good though.
Oh Lord, don't say that too loud.
I'm sorry, Mary.
I think Mary could do like her own joint, like how D'Angelo did his own joint.
True. Um,
I would like to see an Uptown version.
how about this De La Soul versus Tribe Called Quest?
That'd be dope too. That'd be dope. I like to see an Uptown versus. That way you can bring everybody from Uptown.
That would be dope.
That'd be real dope.
Uptown versus Virginia, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you. You over there thinking. You know what I'm saying? Tim Swiss, if y'all listening,
You never know.
you never know. All right, next question. Oh yeah. Shout out to Cuff, my man Emil Barnes. How many is too many children for someone to date? Oh, wait a minute, I read that wrong. How many is too many children for you?
Now.
Yeah, for you to date someone.
Well, my mom said 5 is definitely a red flag.
Mm.
I would say at my age, more than 3.
Okay. All right.
Do you have any kids?
No. And I gotta stop saying it like that because people always get like, they're like, what do you mean? No. I mean, no, I do not currently have any children at this time that I know of.
That you know of. Wow. That's great.
I'm just no, I don't have any kids.
My little girl in the back. See this right here? There she is. There's my
Oh
baby.
yeah. I saw her earlier. Very, very, very beautiful young lady. All right, here we go. Chris Brown or Usher?
Chris Brown.
What? Okay.
I like Chris Brown a lot.
Mm.
He has an interesting personality. You know, I'm from LA, so when anybody starts becoming the blood out of nowhere, I'm like, okay, how did this happen? Set tripping, move to LA and start set tripping. Okay.
Right.
But I like Chris Brown's music.
I was I could see that. I could see that. I was just happened today. I was at the cigar lounge before I came home to do the show, and sitting there, and I talking to my homeboy, and I just happened to scroll through my phone, and I don't know if you saw, there's a picture of Usher going around where he looks like a elderly lady at church. He has on like, it's definitely like very feminine clothing that he is wearing.
Is he playing around? Is this for
No, this is real. It looks like he was performing somewhere. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, check it out if you see it. And so, of course, people in the caption is like, "Why Usher? Why Usher? Why?"
That was too funny.
Interesting. All right, here we go. Oh snap! The Mad Rappers comedy skits debuted on which LP? Is it A, In My Lifetime, Volume 1? B, Life After Death, The Notorious B.I.G., C, Money, Power, Respect the Locks, or D, No Way Out, Diddy and the Family?
Since I don't know the answer to that question, D.
No, you are almost close. It was Life After Death, the Notorious B.I.G.
Oh wow, I did not.
Yeah, so good. Now I'm gonna come back with another music question, just because. Okay. On the House of Pain track, Jump Around, Everlast says he'll serve you out like this tennis star. Is it Andre Agassi, Arthur Ashe, Billie Jean King, or John McEnroe? Just think.
I like House of Pain though, so I bought their album.
Like,
It must be John McEnroe.
there you go.
Yeah.
John McEnroe. Like John McEnroe, I'm slapping up.
No, I actually bought the House of Pain album. I bought that album.
Yo, Everlasting's a dope MC.
I bought Third Base's album, the Cactus album. I bought that.
Oh, that's MC Search. Shout out to Search. That's my man.
Yeah.
If you weren't currently doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
I would be a tax attorney.
For real?
That's what I studied to be in law school.
Wow. A tax attorney.
Yeah, pretty good.
You like numbers. So I mean, hey, fellas, you better get a woman that likes numbers because she'll keep everything in order. What are the biggest challenges, or what are the biggest challenges that come in your position?
Oh my God, I really don't have any challenges. Seriously, like I kind of control my day and control the energy of my life. So I really don't have any challenges at all. I know that sounds crazy, but I think, your 20s are hard. You learn some hard lessons in your early 30s. But then after that, I was kind of just coasting.
Mm-hmm. All right. The last question for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of upset with myself because I forgot I'm a bad host and a bad producer because I forgot to hit the banner at the bottom. So people get
It's okay.
It's all good. What's the biggest lesson you have learned in life?
Follow your instincts.
You want to expound on that?
You know how kids have like this kid-like instincts when they know when people are good or bad?
Mm-hmm.
I think as we get older, those instincts kind of get clouded by experience and like maybe insecurity, and we don't listen to those instincts as much. But I think that everybody should like tune in and hone in on their like instinct.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I was watching I forgot something that came up on my timeline on Facebook or whatever with a little kid, and it made my day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the sense of we get so discombobulated and caught up in the moment with life, right? That we forget that if we had that same mentality or same childlike mentality, and just like you said, like that instinct and just that sort of attitude that a baby or a toddler or even a little kid has, because they are like the most precious things in the world, right? And it's like, man, if we can just kind of still just find a way to tune into that sort of mentality as an adult, I think this world would be a much better place. Because back then, you didn't have a care in the world. You didn't see things certain ways. Of course, a lot of things that we know now are learned behaviors. And back then, you just see life for what it is and you enjoy it.
Right. I definitely think people should just hone in on their instincts and just listen to themselves a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, my good friend.
Thank you. And I don't think you guys know that I totally was out and out doing birthday stuff.
It's all good. It's your birthday. But I appreciate you getting home.
Yes.
So once again, cheers to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I thank you for following up on this. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I love the branding. I'm the dope sense. I love it. All of it.
That's what's up. Oh, snap. Shout out to Bert Moore, and he says salute y'all. So, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's actually my Gemini friend who I had dinner with.
Oh, okay.
He has a birthday June 9th and I'm June 8th. And yes, so I had to celebrate him because you know what? Since COVID, you just appreciate people so much more, I think. But
that's what's up. Hey, Bert, happy birthday to you, brother. Much love to you, man. Thank you for even tuning in tonight, man. Much love to you, sir. That's what's up. So, my good friend, it is time for us to bid adieu. But before we go, the platform is yours. Please let everyone know where they can reach out to you, where they can follow you. Just let it all out there.
It's just goodgirlpr.com or at goodgirlpr across all social media platforms.
All right. And you're not taking no clients right now.
I am. If the energy's right.
If the energy's right. Now, how do you know if the energy's right?
Because I listened to my instincts, the same advice I just gave you 5 minutes ago.
I was listening. I just want to make sure that you was listening to what you were saying. Therefore, that everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, right now, I mean, honestly, all my clients love me and I have a good relationship with all of them. And I want my job to be fun. That's like the most important part, you know? So, you know, not all money's good money. So you want to make sure that you're breaking bread with people who, you know, are of the same tribe and like energy. I think that's really important.
So, yo, what's on your plan for the summer? Like, what are you doing for the summer?
Oh, that's a good point. So I work out every day. See, I'm one of those people who has a good time from like going for a jog and going to the gym. Like, I'm good with that. Maybe a vacation. My mom lives in Colorado, so maybe go visit her.
That's dope. That's dope.
Head up to Martha's Vineyard. Have you been to Martha's Vineyard?
No.
Yeah, maybe go to Martha's Vineyard and hopefully hit some type of Caribbean vacation.
Yeah. I have not traveled since COVID, so I'm like, last year was a disaster. Of course, we don't need to talk about that. But I was like, for my psyche, I got to go somewhere. Like, you know, because prior to that, I was in Dubai and I had a ball. I was loving it. You know.
What I did do this weekend was I got a place off the beach in New York, Long Island. So sometimes you can just go do a local vacation. Aren't there beaches in where you live?
Yeah. There's plenty. You know, you got all up and down. Either you go, you know, in Maryland and of course Virginia.
So why don't you get like a hotel, one of those beaches, and just chill out for a couple days?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm thinking about it. Because I'm in the midst of working on the second book, so I need to like, you know, disconnect a little bit so I can get things flowing. But yeah, that's what's up. Well, Miss Nikki Robinson, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you once again for just being a part of Dope Chats with Stretch. This has been fun. We have to do it again.
Yes. And I
will
your Facebook page and share this on my page.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be up on my Facebook and on my YouTube channels as we're doing this live. So, but I'll be sure to share the links with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take you up because I want to, you know what I'm saying, get on the ones and twos so I can get my ficky on.
No,
you know what I'm
I'll send you like some things you can do. Do you have a controller?
Right. Say it again.
You have a controller?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do have a controller.
Mm-hmm.
You have Serato?
I don't have Serato.
So why don't you download that first, and then after you download that, let me know, and then I'll tell you what to do.
All right, bet. And I'll be sure to send you a hard copy of the book.
No problem. I'll text you my address.
I had to give you the come on son face.
I can't text you my address. You want me to give it to you?
I'm saying because I've sent you the book and you didn't read it. It hurt my feelings.
You mean on electronic book? I like hard. Should I show you the hard books that I like to read? I like hard books.
I was just doing what you told me to do, sister. But it's all love. We're gonna get you the book.
Oh my God, you put me on the spot tonight.
It's all good. You know, it's your birthday. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I mean, as
Carter, do you want to say bye to the audience? I'm sorry, you guys. My daughter is like my road dog. She wants to say bye.
She wants to say bye. Bring her in.
Sure. Want to say bye?
Is she being shy now?
No, why is she walking super slow? Come on. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I really like your hair, Carter.
She wanted unicorn hair, so I had to make it happen.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. And you know, Carter, before I cut my hair off, I was thinking about getting that same style.
You should see her face. Like, what?
That's what's up. All right, but much love to you, girl. I appreciate you. Thanks again for stopping through, and we'll connect very soon. All right.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, no doubt. Stand by. Yo, thank you all for tuning in again tonight for another dope episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. It was much love up in the room. Thank you so much, and be sure to follow my girl Nikki Robinson on Instagram at Good Girl PR. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Stretch G, and of course, Dope Since 76 Media. All right. Until then, you all be one, be blessed, and we'll do it again next week. Peace.